Hello everyone and welcome back to Bitwig Studio and Music Production. This is lesson 5.48 and I just wanted to make this lesson so you could see that you can have many different filters going on at the same time inside of the Polysynth. In this example I'll use 2 filters, but you could obviously do a lot more if you wanted to. Okay, so right now we have our sawtooth wave. Let's just add a little bit of sub. Maybe go up an octave. So we'll come up with kind of a grimy bass sound here. And now typically I'd show you guys a lot of movement with these filters, but I don't want to do that just yet because we're going to spend a lot of time talking about movement and motion within the synthesizer. But so far all we have is this sound. And maybe what I want to do is I want to add some distortion, but I know when I start to add in distortion to this sound that I'm going to be adding more to the frequency spectrum, and maybe I don't want any harmonics creeping through at the very top, or I want to just specifically add in my distortion in a particular range. So here's example 1. I'll go to my distortion here, and I've already showed you guys this before. I'm going to pull the mix down, open all of this up for right now, which of course these are filters in themselves. We'll go to more towards model B, start to add some of this in. Okay, lovely, but I only want my distortion, this that I'm adding in, to be in, I don't know, the mid-range somewhere. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into the wet effects, so I'm just controlling the distorted sound. I'm going to grab a filter, and I'm going to switch it into bandpass mode. Turn this off. Maybe I want it there. And we are familiar with how LFOs work, so I could take an LFO and set it to modulate this cutoff a little bit. Slow it down. All right, so that's pretty cool, and I now have 2 filters going, but maybe at the end I want a little bit more motion, something that's just a little bit more subtle. And what I could do is, now this is at the very end of our signal flow, I'm going to throw in a ladder filter. I'm going to turn it into notch mode. I'm going to pull the resonance down quite a bit so that we're getting a larger notch. And let me just play and kind of scroll this across. So I definitely like it in that section. I could actually add in a bit of LFO here. And then maybe just to kind of control the sound even further, I could drop another filter in here, and I could add a little bit more low pass, like so. So in the case of the Polysynth here in Bitwig Studio, there's no reason to limit ourselves to just one filter. And I hope that this video made that ever so apparent. If we go to the FX chain, drop all of these in here, assuming I know how to click. Man, it is not making life easy for me, is it? Then I could turn this off. We could hear where we started. Still a cool timbre, but now check out what happens when we add in other filters. And then we could even control how much of this FX chain with these other filters we want. So a super cool technique and something I just wanted to make you guys aware of at this point. Thank you so much for watching, and you'll hear from me again in the next lesson. Take care.